If you're just safe in the one relationship, you're not fully alive. You're lucky if you're in a situation in which you can recognize the love on which you depend. And it's dangerous to be in a situation where that is hard to do. So how do you live at a place like Cornell and actually believe that's what we just read is God's word, it's the truth? Well, first of all, you trust your wounded parts, your own poverty, whether it's an emotional one or a moral one. I mentioned it about 30 minutes, it just came up to me when I was talking. There was a thing this week where I just really couldn't forgive something. I couldn't get over a resentment about really some pretty trivial thing that had happened to mess me up. And I realized I couldn't do it. That's lucky. Because then I realized, hey, this is a place where I trust this love, which would maybe, if I was just always the nicest man in the world, always generous and always nothing bothered me, hey, what me worry? No, you think that's really good? No. You think having lots of money is really good? It's dangerous. Because you can think that that protects you. And you don't recognize the real hungers in yourself. So that's on one side. That you trust, that you recognize the value in the things in your life that reveal to you your need for other people and for this mystery of God. Secondly, that the talents you have are meant to be developed in this way, that they're never completely enough, that they're part of some bigger story, which is the story of the love of God in the world. And that you can give yourself completely. You give your heart to working at Cornell, but you never give it your whole heart. You give your heart, you give your time, but you never give your whole time. That sort of thing. Because you realize that the gifts that you've been given are part of this presence of God in the world. But you can only really live them if you're living them in this, with this awareness of God, this growing. What does that mean in the texture of your life? I have no idea. Have I really answered the question? How can you love the poor and be at Cornell? How can you say it's good to be really humble and humiliated and be at Cornell? Have I really answered that question? No, but at least I hope I've shown that the question is neither silly nor despising of the glories of this place, but that it has to do with the subtlety and the complexity of being a believer, of being somebody who believes they're loved by God and placed in the world to love God with their whole heart and to love others as God does.